Welcome to another episode of The Hard Naked Truth. Really looking forward to this one today. I've got Lily Grace live with me. I've known Lily since she was in prep at Somerset College on the Gold Coast. So
you poor guy, Michael.
I know. And Lily was in the same year as my son Jaden, and so I've got to see her grow up over number of years now and blossom into what we're going to talk about today. So
thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me on, Michael.
Amazing. So as we dive into this today, you're going to find out all about what it's like to be the life of a pop star or a country music star. Is about to become an absolute megastar, I believe.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
So very, very lucky to have her. So we're going to chat about managing your finances and turning it a profit while you're on tour, to staying on top of mental health while running multiple different revenue streams at such a young age, and I guess the new generation of entrepreneurship. So this is enjoy the ride today.
Awesome. Strap in, right?
Yeah, exactly. So at what age did you start singing and getting into, I guess, music?
I think I have a memory of you paying me like $10 when I was 10 or something to sing a song. You had to force it out of me to even get me singing. But I guess I started properly when I was 11. I started taking lessons and performing when I was 12 at the local markets. I was busking on the street and then worked my way into the cover scene, and then obviously following the original music path, and now just fully pursuing the country music artist thing. Is
it hard to make that leap to go from doing covers into writing your own music? And because a lot of people, your dad and I were talking about it actually just the other day, is there's a lot of artists, they sort of fall back into that covers thing because it gives you money. The people come along, they love to hear those cover songs, and then to actually do that take the leap of faith and start writing your own music and then actually performing it and thinking, is this going to work or not work?
Yeah, they're two very different games. I think writing your own music, you're going to have an audience that appreciates that for what it is, and then you have that audience that just comes and I guess wants to get drunk and just have a boogie, which is often the covers market.
Yep.
A lot of the time the people who support you as a cover artist don't like your original music or vice versa, so they're kind of two different games. And I feel like even though it's still the same music and it's the same singer, two completely different audiences, and it's kind of, I guess, starting fresh when you start pursuing the original thing. Yeah,
and do you find, do you still enjoy throwing the odd cover and so that?
I do. I think it's always fun to get the crowd up and dancing and screaming the words back at you. They know them off the back of their hand, but for me, I'm just really trying to chase the original path at the moment.
Yeah, and you're well aware, one of the covers you did, which you still do sometimes, is Tracy Chapman.
Oh yeah. I feel like you guys have obviously been supporting me at gigs for ages, and every single time Mike would come along, Lily, play Fast Car, please, for me, and if you missed it or something, I'd play it again for you. It's one of those songs.
and surprisingly, like, Luke Coombs come out and copied you. And
how dare he?
No, unbelievable.
I reckon we should send them an email and complain.
We should, exactly. Yeah. So tell me a bit more about the vision behind your album, Old Enough to Know Better.
Yeah, so I wrote this album over in Nashville last year, and I think it's just a very personal portrayal of my journey as a young woman kind of figuring everything out, and I was 16, 17 when I wrote it. So it was me sitting down, and I guess so many first time experiencing living out of home, first time traveling abroad, first time navigating friendships, relationships, and kind of just my experience in doing that. And I feel like the songs, I've tried to be as authentic and honest in all of them, and I hope they're relatable for anyone who's either going through that or for someone who can look back in a nostalgic way and see where I'm at.
Awesome. And relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah, boyfriend.
Boyfriend. And did your dad know that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I saw on Instagram this morning 2 million streams. How cool is that?
So cool. So cool. My team sent me a message and they've been watching the streams like hawks. I'm like, oh my goodness, Lily, you hit 2 million. I'm like, how awesome. So it's just so cool when you put songs out there, you don't know if they're going to resonate with people, and when you are trying to be honest with them, you never know if they will. But I think the best thing I can do as an artist is just be authentic and real, and obviously people are resonating because they're listening, which is super cool. So feeling very grateful for that today.
Yeah, it gives you goosebumps, doesn't
Absolutely.
it? So as we said, you made it to the top of the charts in Australia. That's pretty special.
Pretty special.
amazing achievement, you know, at your age, like
Thank
what,
you, Michael.
17, 18,
Yeah,
going on 19.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah, crazy. Wow.
Aging girl.
Really surreal. And ARIAs, like what a big deal to be able to
Oh my God.
attend that. And I was in Sydney and I was almost going to catch up with you. Yeah,
I was absolutely fangirling so hard. I had an opportunity to go last minute and tried to sort out a dress, tried to sort out everything, and I'm just at those awards and so many cool people were there. Troye Sivan, The Wiggles, anybody who's anybody in music was there, and to be in a place where I get to mingle with them as, you know, an industry member and not a fan was just such a cool thing, and I felt very grateful to be a part of that event.
huge. Did people, many people know you? And
I did actually know quite a few people. I thought I'd know like 3, but I knew like a good 30 or so.
Okay.
So I was thankful for that. I wasn't fully jumping head in.
Yeah. Nigel, no friends.
Who's she, you know? Yeah.
So what inspires you, like music wise and stuff? And you know, songwriting's pretty special, and you've certainly got a massive talent in relation to that. And
Thank you.
you know, it's not an easy thing to do. You know, a lot of people struggle with it. A lot of people actually pay for other songwriters to write songs for them and stuff. And
Sure.
yeah.
I think it's the high of being on stage. I absolutely love the energy, getting off a crowd and getting off a stage. I feel like for me, whenever I have a big show, I'm not going to bed until like 6 or 7 in the morning that day, and it's because you get home and you're like, oh my goodness, how can I do this again? How can I work towards the next biggest show or the next show where people are going to resonate with my music? And for me, it's just the energy that you can get off that crowd, and when you can get on that stage, feel loved, feel appreciated, have people know the words to your songs, there is no better feeling than that. It's the only reason I do it, and I think for me, it's just working towards more moments like that.
Yeah, the adrenaline must be crazy. I mean,
gosh,
it's
yeah.
you know, I know a lot of musicians talk about it being so almost like a drug or something. It's going, you know, through your veins and stuff to perform and everyone singing your song back to you and just
So
seeing
cool.
how much fun they're having and stuff. So
It's so cool. I feel like a lot of artists as well, myself included, have a whole different, I guess, personality on stage, and when you get up there and you're feeling the energy, I just do all these dance moves I didn't know I could do, and just say all these funny things, and it is just the energy of it. It's wonderful.
Were you ever shy at any time? Like you
yeah.
were shit scared or
You've
anything?
known me forever, Michael.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I used to, I remember I made the, when I was 12, I went to the Tamworth Country Music Festival for the first time, and there's this busking competition there, and they choose 10 buskers out of the 500 who are busking, and somehow I was chosen as a 12-year-old, and I had to
somehow,
I know.
Yeah.
What were they thinking? But I got put on stage, and there was 5,000 people in that crowd there in Tamworth, and I was petrified. I was trying to get out of it. I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm saying no. I'm denying the slot. And my dad was like, no, you're doing it. I was like, no, I'm not. What are you talking about? How dare you try and push me into this? And I'm so glad he did it. It's the best thing he did for me, because the only way to kind of overcome that is to get in front of people and do it, and then you realize it's not that bad after all. But I think it's just for me, I did the busking thing, I did the covers thing, and that's sitting in a corner a lot of the time, and no one's listening to what you have to say, no one's listening to you sing, they're busy watching the game. So I think it's been a big character building thing. I'm so grateful I played those gigs, because now I have this confidence to me when I'm on stage. I'm not, hurt or anything if no one's paying attention or listening.
Yeah, it's funny because it's a bit like I talk to so many people in our industry about on webinars and stuff, and they go, "Oh, you do so well, you're so good at it and stuff." And I go, "I used to be so shit scared. Like at school, I would hate getting up on stage or anything." And even at the start when I was doing them, and like if I look back at ones from 3-4 years ago and where I am now, when the change and improvement, and it's like, and it's all about practice and getting over that fear, and then jumping on, just doing it, and then seeing what happens.
Absolutely, there's no better way to. I love that saying, bite off more than you can chew and just keep chewing. I try to live by that as much as I can, just figure it out once you get there.
Yeah, your dad uses that quite a bit.
My dad's still around,
and it is like I don't know what you do before you get on stage, but often before I'm doing a webinar or anything, like I really try and G myself up. So I listen to music I love, like it might be Red Hot Chili Peppers or Metallica.
Bit of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, a bit of Taylor Swift, a bit of Lily Grace Live.
She's great. She's great.
She's huge. Yeah, and it just gets me ready to go. And it's I think you got to get yourself in the right mindset and stuff. So, so we're just talking about before. We have got some exciting news to. In relation to, I hope I can say it, but you're down Sydney yesterday, and what did you manage to get down there?
I now have a fully approved visa to move to America.
Wow. Oh, yeah. And so heading back to the US, is your car still there?
It is. It is. And I'm going to be heading back there real soon. I honestly was over the moon, Michael. I was just a whole ball of emotions yesterday, calling all my American friends, my family. I just cannot believe I finally have that stamp on my passport that gets me back to America, and I get to go and, you know, pursue this country music dream over there. It's going to be
so
wonderful.
Cool. That's awesome.
So good. Thank you.
So excited. Back to Nashville.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nashville.
I can't wait to go there. I've never been.
You're going to have
yet.
to come visit.
Yeah. 100%.
We'll make sure you get some pink cowgirl boots or something before you come.
Definitely. Yeah. Like, so just on like sort of financial management, obviously, you know, we run an accounting advisory business and legal fintech and everything. So a lot of the listeners would love to know, but you know, so you're a young artist, fast growing career. It's a cutthroat industry. It's tough. It's not easy. I'm sure you're well aware of that. But you know, managing your finances and expenses that come with touring, equipment, band, etc., etc.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very lucky to have people like yourself and my dad in my corner who kind of guide me with that. So everything I'm doing is kind of under the instruction of a professional, which I feel very grateful for, because I know a lot of people in this industry don't come from that background where they're just kind of guessing as they go. And I feel very privileged to have people in my corner who I can fully trust and who can just give me advice while we navigate that process.
Yeah, it's so important. Like we talk about it all the time in relation to having the right team and the right advisors, and you know, and you really touch on people you can trust. Like especially in your industry, very easy to get swayed by the wrong people and stuff, isn't it? Yeah, and
I always say every single decision I make, I run by my dad, even if it's, you know, I've got my management team now and I've got my booking agent, but will not make any big call until I call him and run it by him.
Just bounce it off him. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a great sounding board to have. You know, what's the most surprising expense you've encountered in your career so far, and how'd you handle it?
Surprising expense, gee. Honestly, traveling absolutely is the biggest expense, and I think shows and stuff, extra luggage always. Depends on the airline you're flying, but sometimes checking a guitar is really expensive as well. Virgin has a really cool thing where if you're an APRA member, you get to fly with your guitar for free.
Oh, really?
But if you're flying Qantas or Jetstar, you don't get the same privilege, and I learned that the hard way.
Do you get a discount for if you take a left-handed guitar? Yeah, like you wouldn't do something like that.
Well, see, duplicitors like me sometimes buy left-handed guitars, so...
me now, right?
Oh gosh, no, unfortunately. But biggest surprise expense, gosh, Michael, I should have prepared for this one. I didn't know it was coming up.
That's all right. We'll
sorry,
that's okay.
Quiet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And so, music industry revenue comes from heaps of different sources. Like obviously, when I was younger, there was vinyl records, cassette tapes. That and you know, obviously touring and stuff, and now vinyl's been huge again for a little while now, but it's a real it's increase again. But how do you ensure you maximise all the opportunities in relation to that?
I ask a lot of questions and I analyse what a lot of people do. I've got a great management team again who are a sounding board for me in that process, but just little things like there's all these opportunities for artists. You know, like APRA is our PRO. Do you know what a PRO is?
No.
A performing rights organisation, which is pretty much a song royalties organisation of Australia. And for example, when I play a song, you get a couple of dollars every time you play an original piece.
Okay.
And if you launch performance reports, you always get money for that as well. There's all these little you know, moving parts and stuff that all have to be succinct. And I think my management's always saying it's about momentum and it's about making sure you've, you know, dotted all your I's and crossed all your T's to make sure you've done everything. And that's kind of this industry because it is so unique to what would be normal. You don't get, you know, your one wage and that's your job. It's all these, you know, checks coming in from different places. It's about making sure you've done all the work to make sure that money is coming in.
Yeah, and work's a big thing. Like, we deal with a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs and stuff, and you know, one of the big things that resonates with me all the time is you know, you can get lucky, of course, and effectively win the lotto and stuff, but generally the ones who are successful and do well is from hard work. And one thing that really impresses me in relation to you is the level of work that you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're like I've never seen anything like it in relation to the music industry. Thank you know, and part of that's obviously your passion and stuff, but you have to work hard to get where you want to get to, and it's not an easy. It's not an easy thing to do, and that goes across any work or business and stuff. And people don't realise, and it's very easy for jealous people to stand on the sideline of people to,
Sure.
sort of try it and stuff and think that they want to, and they go, oh, "Why is she doing so well?" But
No.
at the end of the day, it's the fucking hard work that you put into it, and
And absolutely, it's the game. I feel like in this industry, there are a lot of people who I guess get quote unquote lucky, where they'll get a big opportunity or something cool come through. And a lot of the time that is backed up by 10 years of hard work and 10 years of planting the seeds, or it's someone they've known, they got a bit of a break, then that person, and everything kind of spiraled for them.
Yeah.
But all I'm kind of focused on right now is just putting in as much time as I can, do the best I can, and build a great business. And I think if opportunity comes, that's something I'll always be searching for, but you can't count on that. I think one of my mentors always says, in the music industry, you make a plan and plan for it to change, but you have a strategy, and then as opportunity comes, you shift it.
Yeah.
And it's such an ever-changing industry. There's tours that come out 2 days before because someone pulled out, or opportunities that are locked 6 months before and they get cancelled. It's just the way to the industry. So I think all you can do is just keep hustling, keep your head down, and keep on trying.
And you just got to jump on those opportunities when they come. Yeah,
be ready to move.
Yeah, I'm doing a bit in PR space and stuff, and our media lady, Josie's always on to me, Michael. If you get a radio interview, a TV interview, you got to jump on a plane and go to it. You don't get the opportunity again.
No.
So
once you get in the door as well, it's often the hardest part is getting in that door.
Correct.
Once you're in it, you're in it. And I think that's what I'm trying to learn is, even if it's really inconvenient to get there, if you can get there, make it happen, because that's something that's going to spiral to the next thing.
Yeah. So what's a typical day in the life of Lily Grace?
Every single day is different. It's hilarious. I do a bunch of social media content around day in the lives, on tour, booking shows, etc., etc. Some days are spent writing songs, and I'll do a Zoom session. At the moment, when I'm in Australia, a lot of my collaborators are based in Nashville, so we'll write our songs at like 4 or 5 in the morning, which is their 11 or 12 o'clock, and writing songs on Zoom, writing songs solo, rehearsing for shows. Other days are photo shoots for upcoming cover arts and everything. Other days are radio interviews, and other days are booking shows and career planning, which I spend a lot of my time doing, and I guess I don't really share as much. But that's, where can I play? Who can I reach out to? What's a cool strategy around this song? How can we promote this release? And it's really interesting, because I feel like jumping into this career, I really am kind of running a mini business in a way, and I always saw myself as a creative, but there's so many facets to this industry, and if you aren't across them all, it's not going to work for you. So just trying to learn as much as I can and just delve into all of that.
Just take it all in.
Oh, yeah.
And, just be a sponge.
It's the goal.
Yeah. And so what advice would you give any, person your age or younger in their teens and stuff, about, it doesn't have to be music, but about achieving their dreams and going after what they want and stuff?
Don't be afraid to ask questions. I ask so many questions to so many people, and sometimes I feel nosy. Sometimes I feel, I don't know, it's just always ask questions. That's how I've learned everything. This is an industry where a lot of the information, you can't really go to school of a book of how to make it as a music artist. There's no pathway for that. But what you can do is learn about other people's stories, learn about things that worked, learn about things that didn't work, and then try and build your own strategy around that. So just be willing to ask questions and just be curious to learn. Yeah,
it's good. It's good to find out, especially as you said, what didn't work and failings and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The biggest lessons I've learned are, from making mistakes, making a decision,
Gotcha.
Failings and stuff. And then it's not about when you're growing and winning and stuff all the time. It's certainly. It's definitely, and asking the right. And not as you said, not being afraid to ask questions. Like I love saying in our office now, like I'll sit in the boardroom when everyone's in there saying I'm the king of the dumb questions, and I used to be the person who majority of other people were, and they're sitting there. Yeah. I'm not going to ask the question. I'm thinking about it in my head, and you see the room, and like people go to me, I'm so glad you asked that, because I want to myself, and I'm going, well, you're not going to learn and you're not going to find out until, and don't be afraid to ask it. People aren't going to laugh at you. They might laugh behind your back, but
I'd laugh at you.
Yeah, I know, of course. Yeah, so I'd laugh at me too, but it's a different thing. So, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
My number one goal is to write music that says something and to have an audience that appreciates that. So my goal is to go out there. I think my responsibility as an artist, if I believe I have music that can impact people in a good way, it's my job to find those people. So my goal is to go out and find those people, build one-on-one connections, and then hopefully have an audience to play that to, and tour as much as I can back and forth between Australia and the States.
Yeah, that's fantastic. You know, it's pretty cool values to have. What role does your family play in keeping you grounded amongst all this?
Absolutely everything. My family are my core more than anything. I run every decision by them. We have business conversations, we have personal conversations, and I feel very grateful to have, I have a little brother as well. My little brother, my mom, and my dad, who are there for anything, and I can always turn to them. It's never, if I have a mistake, it's not, why would you do that? It was, okay, how can we get through that? Which I'm very grateful for, and because of that, I come to them with everything. So I feel like who I am as a person is an absolute direct reflection of them. You
had a big change, I mean, in terms of the dynamics in your family. You got, like, Hamish, your little brother, was a champion soccer star, and then unfortunately he had a hip disease that came through and sort of ruined his. He was really going played, and you sort of, little Lily used to get dragged around to all the soccer fields and soccer games and stuff, and then the whole thing flipped on its head, and little Hamish was getting dragged around to all the music shows and gigs and stuff. You know, it's crazy how things work out. They worked out for the best for both of you, but
it's wild though. I feel like I was sitting on the side of a soccer field, and I guess what happened to Hamish was a real shame, but it also gave me the opportunity to do what it was. I guess things happen for a reason, and it's a shame he's not playing soccer anymore, but my parents call me Cyclone Lily. They're like, Lily, it's always Lily's doing this, Lily's doing that, and it's hilarious. I'm going to the ARIAs tomorrow, I'm going to Melbourne. It's just always fun, and just trying to chase every opportunity I get.
So let's do some fun stuff now. Okay. What was the first thing you did to celebrate making the charts, Aussie music charts?
The Aussie music charts? Yeah. Oh, gosh, when did we make? I made them with other Gold Coast shows. So I had a show that night, so I pretty much got on stage and rocked it out, which was awesome. And I think I walked up to every single person who was in the meet and greet crew. I was like, oh my gosh, guess what? This album's #1, and just telling everyone. I'm one of those annoying people, but it was a great time. You
got to ride it while you can, can't you?
Exactly. We did cut on the rides as well, which is what counts. So.
Yeah. If you could perform with any artist in the world, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Keith Urban. I absolutely adore Keith Urban. I think he's been such an inspiration for me in developing my sound, and I just love how he's paved the way in his strive for excellence in his music. I would love to rock out with him. I kind of think my sound's kind of like early, young Keith Urban, but in a female twist. That'd be awesome.
Awesome. And then you, I believe, talking about dead artists, Michael Jackson, I believe you're doing something with his ex-guitarist.
I am. I'm opening up for ARIAs coming up in January, which I'm so excited for. January 8th, 10th and 11th in Perth, Sydney and Brisbane. I cannot wait. It's gonna
be... get tickets.
You have to, absolutely. Yeah. You can, like, I'll put you in a Lily Grace shirt.
Yeah,
you can wash for us.
Sure, I'll wear those pink cowboy boots.
Perfect. Yeah. I think she'd love that. But she's just obviously paved the way for so many people in music, especially females. So to share a stage with her is going to be an absolute privilege.
Yeah, so she really got known. I remember when Michael Jackson, when there was that mini-series came out in relation to, and she was really, and everyone's going, who is that stunning rock star guitarist? Oh, from Australia as well. So
her bio is beyond impressive. It's amazing. Him, Alice Cooper, just, it goes on and on. I'm like, wow.
Wow, it's pretty cool.
Privilege.
Yeah. What's the craziest, most unexpected thing that's happened to you at a gig so far, or event?
At a gig? Gosh. So many things that happen at gigs. Gosh, I feel like...
No stage divers?
I want to stage dive. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I had I broke my ankle before a gig, and I was doing a showcase in Key West about 35 seconds before I was meant to be on stage. I'm literally like a minute from the venue and snapped my ankle.
Or were you sprinting to get on stage, or?
Well, yeah, kind of, and had to be carried onto stage by this like muscular guy there, and I got carried on. I'm sitting there with my leg up and played the show. That was pretty wild. Because there's been so many gig stories, broken strings, mic stands falling over and breaking. I think just techie stuff. But
I've seen your dad run up on stage having to change strings and stuff.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
Wild.
I'm like,
even one of your guys walked around on stage the other day. It was awesome. Them jumped up. It's great.
Yeah, we're fantastic. We're very lucky to have Lily play at our Christmas party. So, which is pretty crazy to have such a big star and stuff. So, so where can people find and listen to you online?
Lily Grace Live is my social media tag on everything: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you're on. Lily, Lily with one L, Grace Live.
Make sure you jump on and follow her, and make sure you jump on and follow the Naked Accountant and Naked AU as well, and We Love Group. So we can't wait to watch you continue to blossom and rock the world, Lily. So thanks for being on The Hard Naked Truth today.
Thanks so much for having me, Michael. It's been a pleasure.
Loved it. Thank you.